On Thursday, June 25th, 2009, it seemed to me that the world stopped just for a second because we had lost one of the greatest entertainers in the history of the world, Michael Jackson and the music of the people. In the course of human events, we will oftentimes be confronted with the inevitable circumstances that we unfortunately can't avoid. On Thursday, June 25th, 2009, we that knew, that admired, and marveled at the God-given talent of Michael Jackson will be forever challenged to accept the reality of his human mortality. Michael Jackson transcended more than 40 years of bringing us the greatest pleasure that we know as a people. The pleasure of our music, the pleasure of our rhythms. There's none closer to us, you know. Nothing is more important to us in the world than our music. On Christmas Day, Mike reminded us that Santa Claus was coming to town. He remembered the most important thing on Christmas Day was to just give love on that day we call Christmas. He led one of the first African-American animated cartoons. At the same time, he taught those of us our ABCs. As he became a teenager, his talent became expanded, and we really began to see the true talent in this great entertainer and humanitarian. He began to tell us to enjoy ourselves, but also remember to get it together. You know, the gifts that we are given like Michael Jackson, we take for granted. We don't really realize how long they'll be with us, and that he would be with us forever. But in actuality, it is the music that is forever, that is everlasting and historical, not the person. The person sooner or later has to go away. We make the sad mistake of not realizing that the music is forever, but those that make it must age and eventually leave this realm of existence. That's why we are grieving so upon learning of this great master entertainer's transition, because he has made us realize that our existence is temporary, but our contributions are everlasting. Michael Jackson helped and aided all of our developments as a people through his God-given talents. In his triumph, he was one of the most astute business people ever in music. It was this great business sense that angered the powers that be. You know, he owned the greatest catalog of music in history, which included the Beatles, some of Elvis Presley's songs. You know, this angered the Sonys and the Viacoms. You know, they were the ones that had been part of pimping and enslaving black entertainers for years. Yeah, we make you do the music. We make you into what we want. We make you for us. But the music, we own it, not you. Well, not Michael Jackson. He not only owned his music, but he outsmarted you and owned your favorite artist's music. This made his net worth unlimited, but it also made him a principal target of one of the most thought-out plans to assassinate someone in history. For 18 years you plotted like a serpent, and once again you brought those same old tricks back home. You know, those tricks that we never held you accountable for. Yes, I'm speaking of the methodology of the counterintelligence program, what we call COINTELPRO. You attack a person by his weakness, and you begin to use it against him. Mike was a lifelong child at heart, but was a well-seasoned veteran of the entertainment industry. You know, children are trusting, so he started helping children just like he felt that he was. He started helping those that he never had time to be, and they used it against him. They don't tell you most of the children he invited to his home were sick, and he provided care and treatment for them that they could never receive in a hospital for free. He fed their families. He took care of them. He provided nurses and doctors for them in his home. He turned Neverland into a place of happiness for children, happiness that he never had time to experience because he gave so much to us. The reason Mike was who he was because he learned under some of the greats, Ray Charles, Quincy Jones, Berry Gordy, and his father, who taught him to control that is yours and understand that those that are around you operated around greed and they wanted to control you. He knew this from their nurturing of him. and he outsmarted them at every turn. This angered the powers that be, you know. That really made him a principal target. So how do you derail creativity? How do you affect the creative mind? You send in interference to keep you from allowing your mind to go to the place where you create authenticity. You see, that's what the creative mind has to be able to do. They have to be able to wander into that place where they create these great things that we remember forever, and Michael Jackson called the music. The people said that the music changed after a while. It is because they attacked him. They stressed him at every turn to stop the greatest entertainer on the planet from achieving what he was about to achieve. You know, he had too much power. You've heard that before when we remember Malcolm X. He had too much power, and they had to systematically kill this giant. First, they make him doubt himself, but we can fix it through science. You know about the plastic surgeries. They began checking for any discrepancy they could find in his lyrics and in his dance movements to see if they could criticize him, to keep him from being that creative flow on stage and in the studio. All of these things flow through you, and if they could stop that flow, they stop the creativity. They bring out allegations to jacket and affect your reputation, but most importantly, they affect the perception of your credibility with the people that are around you and admire you. Once they have attacked his self-worth, they knew that this would affect his creativity. It is my hope that all of you will begin to learn from this, our latest assassination, and how they killed him. Look at how this man is being mourned all over the world. He is the latest victim of neocon greed. This was no accident. This was something that was systematically done to stop the influence of this giant over world behavior. Have you seen the films of his concerts all over the world? That's too much power for one man to have. That's too much influence, because he was asking the world to heal itself, to love one another, to realize that there is only one race on the face of the earth, and that's the human race. They made him hate himself, the king of pop. This was all orchestrated, and the greatest tragedy in this is that we have still not matured enough as human beings to recognize how systematically evil makes you. But hey, when they make you for them. And they make you to do their biddings. But Mike wouldn't do that. And thus, he had to be destroyed. This is how systematically evil operates. They make you do what they want you to do. But if you don't, they destroy you. And if you don't dance the way they want you to dance, they take away your ability to dance. They take away what you enjoy the most. Well, Mike, the final dance occurred on Thursday. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. No more worries. No more doubts. No more paparazzi following you around. No more rumors. No more gossip. No one to hurt you anymore. The wicked has ceased troubling you now. You, the king of pop, is now with the king of kings. For all the good that you have done to humanity, it is only justified that you have gotten your just reward. They can't hurt you any longer, Michael. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to your family. Thank you to our Creator. May you, the greatest entertainer of all time, rest in peace, and your music lives forever with all of us. I am the Mighty Oba, and this is my viewpoint on the greatest entertainer of the world, Michael Jackson. Rest in peace, my friend, and thank you for all that you've done for me and all of us during our lifetime, through your music, through your contributions, through your charitable donations. Your humanitarian efforts has changed the world. God bless you and keep you.